Welcome to Out of the Ordinary, a podcast from Studio Extra where we highlight the beauty within people despite the challenges that they may face and reclaiming what beauty truly is. I'm here with the beautiful Juanika Motley, owner of Eclectic Essence Beauty Bar here in Maryland. So give her a big shout. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Juanika Motley. I am from Maryland, DC, DMV, as they say. My salon is located in Bowie, and I've been working there for about 6 years. I am 36 years old, and I enjoy helping people love themselves.
Amen. I love that. So what made you become a curly hair specialist?
So it's been a journey. I actually started as more of just a general hairstylist. And then one day I decided that, maybe I should get back into doing hair after being out for a few years working in offices. And I just started applying online for jobs on Indeed. And one of the salons that called me to come in for an audition happened to be a curly hair salon in Bowie, Maryland. Wow. I went, auditioned. I loved the atmosphere. It was Black women owned, and it was geared towards professionals who really wanted to achieve, breaking that glass ceiling, being able to work as a professional in the government or those type of jobs, but wear their natural hair. I loved the mission. So I started working there. I was there for about 18 months, and then I opened my own and focused on that.
Awesome. That's super dope. So this episode today is about texturism. For those who don't know, texturism is discrimination against more kinky, curly, or tighter curls, especially Afro curly, and more centered around acceptance about European curls or wavy hair textures, right?
Yes.
So my first question would be, what is the current climate currently in 2025? What do you think is our current climate when it comes to texturism?
Well, I think that it's with the political climate. I think we are seeing a transition where more people are starting to embrace tight textures less, and there's way more of texturism that is starting to become more apparent because people are starting to they want to blend.
Yeah.
They want to blend. It's almost out of survival. They want to be perceived a certain way so that they can survive. People are losing their jobs right now.
Yeah.
So there is a huge shift. People are starting to go straight. People only, if they wear their hair curly, now they're geared towards more of an artificial curl, like weaves that have that Burmese type shape or whatever. Unfortunately, I see a transition going in that direction because less people are starting to be accepting of their own natural texture.
Yeah.
They're wanting to alter it a lot now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alteration of curls. I know we got the Gina curl now came back in style.
Cousin Jerry. Yes. I'm like, oh, okay. That's the same thing as a Jerry curl.
Ooh. So do you think, what do you think was the start of changing the acceptance in the culture, in the workspace, or politically? What do you think? Do you think it was the media, or do you think it was something that started with us? How do you think the climate came to where it is now?
So honestly, I think the media really spearheaded that because, online, the people who are made popular in the curly hair community, they tend to have looser, bigger, fuller, but more spiral hair.
Yeah.
It kind of represents some, I hate to say the ambiguous look.
Yeah.
That has become the poster look for curls, which made a lot of people feel, unrepresented, and maybe they felt like something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then also, I do think underlying, that stems from slavery times.
Yeah.
A lot of us haven't fully accepted ourselves ever. Yeah. So sometimes we need validation. And if we don't have a lot of representation, we don't have the validation.
So that actually leads to my next topic. So for those who don't know, I'm typically a curly hair girl. I wear my hair out probably 80% of the time. You know me, the blonde curly fro. So I can relate to both sides because when my hair is typically more drier, I lean towards the Afro curly side. But when my hair typically is bleached and not raw, I bleach it blonde. It loosens up the curl, so I can relate going to just like a curly hairstylist. So honestly, it depends on the thickness of my hair based off who I kind of go to.
Mm-hmm.
So in this day and age, we kind of put labels on our hair: 3C, 3A, 3B, 4B, 4C. So is that the proper terminology on how we should label our hair when we're looking for a stylist or we're looking for products to use? What do you think is the best way to identify the type of hair that we have?
So for me, I noticed that when people use the labels like the 4C, 4B, 3C, I see a lot of discourse about it online.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of separates people, so they try to, marginalize themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to maybe mostly promote, self-acceptance, self-love, unity. So I don't actually use those labels.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I feel like they're not accurate.
Yeah.
I also feel like, like you just mentioned, it could change depending on what you do to your hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I also notice with my line of work that most people have more than one curl. And I see a lot of people, they try to focus mostly on that label, but it doesn't help them achieve anything with their hair.
Amen.
So the only time I really find it valuable is if you happen to want some inspiration from Pinterest. It may be a little easier to type in what you think your curl type is.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, put the 2 words in the back. So you can actually find someone that has a picture that looks similar to what you have or what you're looking to achieve.
Yeah.
So I don't use the labels, but I do see why, there are some instances where there could be value there. However, that typing system was created by someone who had a chemical line.
Oh.
Yeah.
Give us
a lot of people
history.
don't know that.
I want to
know
hear
the person's name. It was a guy. He had
Uh-huh.
a line of chemical straighteners, and he was identifying the different types of hair to kind of identify what it is that, you're trying to achieve from whatever level. So one being straight was, ideal due to the line, and 4 was like the tightest level, and it was usually used to put you, see how many levels, kind of like a color system where you're trying to see how many levels it would take to take you there. So I don't really like to use it because I feel like we kind of ran with something we saw and it didn't really have an actual positive influence on us, because look at what happens online.
Yeah.
People will post a video like, I left my 3C hair. Everyone in the comments hollering at them.
Yeah.
That's 4A. That's 4B.
Yeah,
and it's like, wait.
We're
just say you like her hair. Just like the video and go. Just
Yes.
like the video and go.
If she wanted to be 3A, she wanted to be 3A. Let her live. But we think because we understand the scale. First of all, it's a scale that wasn't even made for us.
It wasn't made for us.
That is shocking to me.
Crazy, right? So I usually go by the terminology curly, coily, wavy, extremely curly, textured, because, that's why I call myself a textured hair and curly specialist.
Yeah.
Because some people do not have curls. Some people actually have just texture. And they think something's wrong with their hair.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with your hair. Some people do not have, you're not on the scale.
Yeah.
So they just feel like something's wrong. And they're continuously spending years and endless money trying to, and continually big chopping, thinking they had damage. Yeah. And it grow out, and it's also still the same as it was before. And it's like, it's not damaged, boo.
Yeah.
You just have textured hair, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a big spectrum, and it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. It kind of feels like women that have textured hair try to put themselves in a box.
Yes.
And it's not a pick by yourself, by your thing. This is me. And it's like, no, it's like based off your health, find the things that help and enhance the goals that you want, not the standard of the world.
Exactly.
Ooh.
I feel like that's a life lesson for all of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that is mind-blowing. I'm so glad you shared that with me. That's probably why we had to run it 3 times. Cause
I get it, yeah. And people do not know that.
That is crazy. So my next question is, how do we associate our hair properly? Like, oh, I already asked that question. Next question. Scratch that. Okay. Why do you think that short hair, short curly hair, or short kinky hair is discriminated against?
I think that actually stems from colorism. Like texturism is kind of like the byproduct of colorism. Over the years, when we were taken from our land, brought over here. If you think about a lot of people who are from Africa, look at some of the traditional hairstyles. The silhouette is usually like smaller cornrows, or maybe they go up, or bantu knots, or styles that are not super voluminous or down your back. It's not often that you see that.
Yeah.
Because of course it's hot there and everyone's hair is, more on that tighter texture. So they do things that kind of embellish that in its own regard. And they wear short hair a lot as well.
Yeah.
Come over here, then you have, other people, they don't like us.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, the sign of beauty is the pinnacle of beauty for some people is having it long and hanging down your back. So, unfortunately there was some essay with, culturally back in those days. I don't want to, say too much about that. But, the byproduct were children that came out that were biracial and they ended up having kind of both mixed in, and then your hair looks a little bit different. And then people saw those people get treated better. Not completely better, of course, they're still slaves, but it was like that person got treated a little bit better. So out of survival, people want to look like that.
Yeah.
So as the years went on, it happens in the professional world. It happens when dating. That became the standard of beauty.
Yeah.
So when people want to cut their hair, everyone looks at them almost kind of appalled, like, why would you do that? You just cut your crown off. Because look about religion. They talk about it in the Bible. Your crown. People try to follow whatever that is out of survival and acceptance.
Yeah.
But they don't ever really embrace that you could have short hair, bald head.
Yeah.
Tight hair that shrinks up to be really short looking. They don't view that person as being the same level as beautiful as someone whose hair is hanging down their back. We often see it whenever, when people are doing big chops because they may have damage because they have tight hair, they go get it straightened consistently. Now you have heat damage, you want to cut it off.
Yeah.
And then it's like this big, I got to wear wigs to cover it up until it reaches a certain length. And it's like, what's wrong with your hair short like this? I can see your face more. You're beautiful. Yeah. I can see more of your face. You actually look more beautiful like that. So I think it stems from slavery times, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate because what makes me think is how much happier you would be if you take into consideration what you already have, the things you do, how you live your life, your job, and embrace what you have and see what comes out of your natural hair, how much happier your life might be.
Yes.
Or how much more confident you might be. Like, every girl knows, like, when you feel like when you get your hair done, that feeling, or when you love your hair, it's like everything looks good. Everything eats. The outfit eats. The makeup eats. It's like, oh my gosh. That's probably why it's called the crown in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of altering it to meet another standard, or you not taking into consideration the lifestyle you live. Because you know how many times I see girls complain about their hair because they love to work out. They complain about their edges. They have a million sweatbands cutting out their circulation. It's like, let your edges get puffy. Like, why is puffy edges not okay?
Okay.
We made it not okay.
Yeah.
Slick down was something we came, straight edges.
From childhood.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're making ourselves unhappy with our hair.
Yeah, I think we should radically accept what we naturally have. Because, when you lose your edges, then you can't lay anything. So why not just accept it the way that it grows out? It's actually healthier to just let it be.
And I hope. So what things do you think that we could bring in the media to start having more conversations on acceptance about all curly hair types, especially the tighter curls and afro curls?
I honestly think, people that have different textures actually show the rawness of having it as
Mhm.
opposed to the very polished at the end, because that could create an unrealistic expectation of when you go to try to mimic what they're doing, but it's taking hours. The products they use are not working.
Mhm.
The outcome at the end may look completely different, and you think you did something wrong, which makes you not like it, and you don't think you should do it anymore. I think with, social media, when
Mhm.
people are posting videos or whatever, they are editing those videos.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like when I first started doing makeup videos,
Mhm.
it took me 6 to 8 hours to record and re-record and edit a
Mhm.
video that was 20 minutes that looked like the makeup was done easily.
Yeah.
I think that is very misleading for
Mhm.
people like the average person who wants to follow the video to achieve it. And I hear a lot of people come in consistently thinking that they did it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it takes time and effort
Yeah.
and patience. However, I also think that people need to have conversations like this
Yeah.
instead of just going around acting like they don't feel some type of way. I think it
Mhm.
needs to be, a conversation often.
Yeah.
And people need to be honest about it
Yeah.
when they're having said conversation so that people can feel seen. When you feel
Mhm.
seen, you feel empowered. You feel empowered, you're more inclined to be positive about something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just could, frankly, I couldn't, like, the first thing I say when people compliment my hair, and I'm like, I ask them, I was like, have you ever tried your natural hair? I'm bold with it, because they miss out on so much freedom. I could go in the pool, I could walk out in the
Vacation.
rain, and if I want to do it up, of course it takes more time to make my coils pop, but I love my hair, so it's like, I'm okay with being like an Afro bush right now. I'm
Yeah.
cool with it.
Beautiful.
So
Yes.
it's like such a disadvantage, and they're missing out on so much.
Yes.
On so much. So now we're in the rebuilding and regaining and reclaiming back our narrative. So as a professional hairstylist, what are some things that you instill into your clients so they can regain confidence in their natural hair?
I actually, when people come in, whether it's their first appointment or their 60th, I like to actually encourage them. I make sure I compliment people.
Mhm.
Like, you'll be surprised how far a compliment goes.
Yeah.
A lot of people come in, they have the weight of the world on their shoulder. They are at home with their family. Then they have their husband. Then, they're busy doing a
Mhm.
lot of things. And they're at work facing some type of stressful scrutiny, especially right
Mhm.
now. They don't actually, you'd be surprised how many people don't get compliments.
Yeah.
They don't get compliments. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to give a compliment to soften you so that you can, feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Then I try to, create some type of comfort by providing, like the TV, watch whatever you want. I got like 6 streaming networks. Please select it. Here's some snacks, all of that. But while we're talking about your hair, anytime that someone starts to negative talk, I combat that. I'm not going to let you talk about, like, for example, oh, tell me about your hair. Oh, well, it's just a mess. Oh, I don't see a mess. Your hair just looks healthy to me while I'm touching it.
Period.
And then it's like, well, the shrinkage is it's terrible. And I'm like, well, did you know shrinkage? I always follow up with this. Did you know shrinkage is a sign of a healthy elasticity? If you do not have a healthy elasticity, you don't have curls. So what else we got? What else you got? And then
I like how you fight, girl.
Like, we're not going to have negative self-talk in here. We're going to encourage, like, your hair looks great the way it is. I'm just going to help enhance it, be the best that it can be, which is push health towards it, because your hair looks the best when it's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't let the negative self-talk overcome the conversation, because one, sometimes when you let people be the leading part of that conversation, they're never going to be happy with your service.
No,
and I want
not.
you to leave happy, not deflated.
Yeah.
I don't want you to leave and want to cover your hair up.
Yeah.
I want you to leave and be like, oh my gosh, I got so many compliments. And, I do experience some people that come in, they'll get their hair done. They may not like the outcome because they assumed that I was going to change their hair texture. And I just encourage you to be just as kinkier than it was when you came in, because now it's moisturized and the elasticity has really, been activated.
Yeah.
even if they feel some type of way about it, when I say, when they're about to leave, I'm like, hey, I know that you feel some type of way. I could sense it. I could feel it. Do me a favor. While you were out and about, don't lead your conversations with, yeah, because I don't like my hair, or how you feel about my hair. Don't lead with that. Act like nothing has happened. Just carry on like nothing is happening, and just let people's raw reaction kind of let you know what's going on. And they usually come back like, I got so many compliments.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, I saw it, but I'm glad you see that other people see it. So can you see it?
Yeah.
But I also try to encourage them, if you went shorter than you were, or you got shrinkage that's shorter than what you're used to feeling, get you some big earrings, put on a nice lip, throw some mascara on. It'll give you a security blanket where you used to have hair.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's, oh my God, projecting, like already coming out the gate. What's wrong with it? And it's like, that person probably cares about you, so they're going to try to address your emotions first. Versus if it was a raw reaction, they'll probably just be like, not even, oh, it's cute. Like, oh, new style. Like,
yeah.
Wow. And definitely that's the lipstick and the big earrings thing. When you do trim your hair gets shorter, it is like you have to adapt to that. Mm-hmm. So your features are different. Yes. So adding, especially being a woman, accessorize.
Okay. It really does help.
It does.
It helps bridge that gap where you're not used to seeing. A lot of people use their hair to cover their features. Mm-hmm. When you take away that look and we have raw face, then it's like a lot of people are unfamiliar with their face.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, no.
Who you telling?
Let's enjoy our face and just kind of embellish it to help you feel better. Because I do realize if your hair usually hangs here and you turn and you don't feel it, it may feel jarring. Mm-hmm. Get you some dangly earrings, babe. It's fine. Yeah.
That's such a good tip. Yeah. Really good tip. So what's something you can say to somebody that typically might not wear their natural hair or haven't tried in a long time, or like what would you say to highlight that their natural hair is something that God gave them?
Well, I say that. Yeah. One, like, God gave you this. That's a blessing. There's a lot of people who do not have hair. A lot of people do not have hair for various reasons, and they are also very beautiful in their own regard. But what you have is your gift, and it's beautiful the way that it comes out, and you should treat it like it's beautiful. You should treat it like a possession that you hold to a high regard, because it's going to that's the one thing that you have a part of your body, aside from just your general health. If you treat your hair like you care about it, your hair is going to look like you care about it. Amen. Which is going to make you happier later. Yeah. Because I hear the most about, I want it to be long. You wear braids 90% of the year. Your hair is not getting any conditioner, trim, air, sunlight. We need all of that stuff.
You're not acting like you want it long.
You want it long. You got to wear your watch and go for about a year if you want to see the difference. Yeah. And it's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, boo, they lied to you. Yeah. You can't just cover it up and think it's going to be flourishing when you take it out. Yeah. Everybody here don't respond like that. Yeah. Unfortunately. But I try to, encourage that, hair care. Yeah. Is a part of your self-care. Don't treat it like don't treat your hair like it's an accessory. It's a part of your body. Amen. It's a part of your body.
Amen. Yeah. My mantra is like, the narrative that our hair takes too much time doing our natural hair. It takes so much time. It takes so much effort. But my mantra is some of the best things in life take time. Yeah. Slow cook.
Everything.
Yes. The best things in life. Babies. Yes. Marriages. Yes. Friendships.
Life itself.
Rich, like the richness of life takes time. So why would you not think that taking time in your hair afterwards, that same life and beautiful thing might not come out of that? You know what I'm saying?
It's a good way to think about that. Yeah. I'm going to take that. Thank you.
You take that, girl. You done drop gems. So this is our wrap up. I want to thank you so much. Do you have anything upcoming or anything that we can shout out, support you on, or even if it's just following you on social media, anything going on in your world that you would like to share?
Well, in about a month, I'm going to be moving my salon. It's going to be still in Bowie, but I'm just going to a better, newer location.
Yeah.
So if you could follow me on Instagram at ECCENTRIC SHE, if you want to come in or get your hair done, even just have a consultation, conversation, or you just want to meet me. I love meeting up with people and getting to know more people. Please just follow me, message me, hit me up on there. I would love to see everyone come get their curls done all beautifully. And yeah, that's what I have.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming today. I want to thank you for joining us. If anything encouraged you, blessed you, or if you learned anything, drop it in the comments and make sure you share with somebody that might need to hear this message. I want to thank you, Juanika, for coming.
I appreciate you.
You really blessed us today.
Stunning. I love this. This conversation is very important. So thank you for this.
Thank you for coming. So we'll see you and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.